What's up, guys? Yogizilla here. We're doing HorsePLAY live at a different time. It's gonna be a short show. I'm solo. I'm solo here again. I'm jumping ahead. My words challenging, struggling. Man, I'm tired, but it's good to be here. And we're gonna do this thing. Not really gonna be a pre-show. Just me rambling. I'm trying to clear my throat. And I guess let's just jump right in. See you in a bit.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. Today is not Thursday. It is August 12th. We're in the wee hours here, a little after midnight. And this is episode 191 of HorsePLAY. And we're tentatively titling this one Beer Bowling, Smelly Shoes, and Beer Burps. Yep, it's a little redundant, I know. That's what I came up with. That's where my head was at least on Thursday night. And you know, a lot of times we just kind of come up with whatever is in the moment. And if it's just me, well, you're stuck with whatever random shit I come up with. Sorry. I'm your bald bear lizard host, Yogizilla. And it's going to be a short show tonight. I'm going to just talk about some life stuff and ramble a bit, rant a bit. But I do want to say, if you're new to the show, welcome. Stick around, give us a chance. We've had a string of unusual episodes, you know, under an hour long. That never happens. I remember we used to go 3.5 hours, but I know some people love that because, you know, attention spans are not what they used to be these days. And we do the show live at twitch.tv/geeky antics. Usually without fail at Thursday at 11 p.m. But I tell you what, we haven't missed a week yet. And I want to keep that streak going. So that's twitch.tv/geeky antics. Thursday, 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT or BT, whatever you want to call it. And you can also catch our reruns at allgames.com. I call those HorsePLAY replay. That's allgames.com at 5 p.m. Eastern. So last week's episode will play earlier in the day on Thursday. And this is an NSFW show, so parents, don't let your kids listen, and kids, make sure you get your parents' permission. Though we haven't been too risque lately, but every now and then we get into some pretty crazy stuff. We talk about all facets of geek culture. We do tend to be pretty heavy on the gaming and the tech stuff, but let's talk about the other stuff that geeks think about. I do also want to say we're still doing our efforts to help raise funds for Rapuda, a.k.a. Josh LeFeur. Our good friend passed away recently. Trying to give his family the support they need. Every little bit helps. If you go over to GoFundMe.com/Josh-LEFEBVRE. And that link will be in the show notes on YouTube, Twitch, or not on Twitch. I kind of stopped editing summaries on Twitch, so let me not say that because people don't really read them. I hate to say. But it will be in the description on YouTube and on your podcast app of choice. It should come up. TuneIn Radio, Stitcher, Player FM, Google, whatever you're listening to us on. Just check those notes out. Also, our friends at Gaming Death Podcast are now doing it on Tuesdays over at twitch.tv/ not Geeky Antics, Gaming Death. So make sure you check them out. And if you want to join us for chat, our free chat server is geekyantics.net/Discord. And let's jump right into our IRL segment, a.k.a. Meanwhile Back at the Ranch. First off, I want to say there is a NASA warning. Because you know that solar eclipse is coming up a little over a week now. Monday, August 21st. And apparently every place is selling quote-unquote solar glasses. But realize that not every pair of solar glasses, sun viewing glasses, whatever they're calling them, not all of them are built the same. NASA have very specific guidelines on what to look for. ISO ratings and CE ratings are all great, but also don't forget, make sure it meets the minimal UV rating, which I could tell you just off the top of my head is not 60. Those are like regular sunglasses. So they say, this is straight from their warning here at nasa.gov/safety. Need to be compliant with ISO 12312-2 International Safety Standard, which is those are the specs for solar glasses. They also recommend make sure that you don't take off the glasses until you're fully facing away from the sun. And I think there's a very brief period when there'll be a total eclipse and you can actually look at it without glasses. Otherwise, you have to have them on. And apparently, if you're not careful, it won't be immediate blindness, but it'll cause damage to your eyes, back of your retina, if I'm not mistaken, or the cornea, I forget what they said. And then it's a delayed effect, and you'll essentially wake up and be blind. Pretty scary stuff. So if you want to enjoy the solar eclipse, make sure that you take those precautions and do a little homework. So yeah, according to this chart, during a partial eclipse you have to use filter. During total eclipse you don't have to use filter. And they said total solar eclipse is about as bright as the full moon and just as safe to look at. But the sun at any other time is dangerously bright. View only through special purpose safe solar filters. So it also makes you wonder, when we're driving and the sun's shining down in our eyes and put down the blinder right away, is that like doing like little mini damage to our eyes? Is that why so many of us wear glasses? It makes you think we should be wearing shades all the time. So that's a little PSA there. On a fun note, there's a puppet museum in Atlanta that's doing a Labyrinth exhibition. I think there's only about 3 weeks left. Labyrinth, of course, starring a young, gorgeous Jennifer Connelly. Kind of love her. That's one of my favorite podcasts ever. What is it? Not podcast. Movies. Wow. Yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, I really like Labyrinth. Usually not into like the whole musical thing as much as some other people might be, but like the songs are catchy. The animatronics and the puppets are amazing. The set pieces, it's just really cool. And then of course David Bowie and his junk starring most of the film. It's kind of hard not to see it. Not that I'm a fan of that, but I'm not against it either, I guess. So I'm gonna catch that probably this Sunday if I could make the drive out there. That's the plan, and it's gonna be pretty cool. I think. I'm hoping I could get a puppet too with admission. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's included. I should probably look into that. I don't know. We'll figure it out. I know they do workshops there where you can make your own puppet and take it home with you. That's pretty neat. So I said I'm really tired. I actually have to work in a few hours, so long day ahead. I just want to check in with y'all and say hello and share some anecdotes, or at least one. Maybe just one. It's not as fun doing this alone. But I want to talk about bowling. So I like bowling. I prefer shooting hoops or billiards, shooting pool, or football's fun. Baseball, softball, great. Bowling's not on the top of that, on my favorite things to do, but it's not on the bottom either. Here's the thing about bowling, and for me, I'm a strange bowler. I have awkward form, but it feels natural to me, and it works as long as I'm not trying to correct it and conform to the way you should, quote unquote, play the game. So we had this. Let me just backtrack a little bit. We had a company charity event for the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and we raised money for the charity, and we invited our vendors, suppliers, customers to come over, and we pretty much try to fill up a whole bowling alley. It's a good time. We bring food, soda, sweet tea, of course, because down south. And there's prizes, and we do raffles. Really good prizes too, like all kinds of really cool stuff. Shooting gallery, like going to tickets to shooting gallery or shooting range rather. Ride-alongs for NASCAR. High dollar amount gift cards for Best Buy and Visa, Starbucks, all kind of stuff. And for a great cause, of course, And then we get to bowl and we get paid to drink and smoke and bowl. It's a good time. I think, what's better than that? And on a serious note, it's a great opportunity to network and do team building and really connect with people, and that's always great. So bowling. I have a love-hate relationship with it. So my first round of bowling is always the worst. If I break 60, I'm happy. If I break 80, I'm elated. It's funny. I've gotten worse at bowling, especially when I take a long time away from it. Because, I used to bowl at least, a modest, 120, 140, somewhere around there. I've had close to I think I've had a bowled a few 200 games. Very few, if I recall. And those were like anomalies. I was just in my zone. And that's probably around after at least 5 rounds of bowling. Because, again, it's awkward. You have to. I feel like you have to warm up. And for me, I can't really play the game sober. So, I realized all the other managers were having beer. So I was like, oh, damn it, let me loosen up. And let me tell you, it made a big difference. And I guess to me, the thing about bowling that I guess I have to get over is that it's kind of an awkward dance, right? You line up with an invisible partner, and then you step, stride, and while you're doing this, you're moving the ball from in front of you, so you're aiming, and then trying to make a smooth motion back to get some power fast moving forward, but it has to be smooth, and then a good release so you don't get any kind of spin that you don't want. You know, it's a lot of coordination. It's work, and I think for people that are true bowlers and not just bodies like me on the team. By the way, my team won second place somehow. I helped them slightly stay ahead, but it was a close race. I guess it didn't help and make it any easier, but fortunately I was on one of the best teams out there. Well, actually the best team, because the other team that got first, they were all like habitual league players, so that's like not even right. I think they may have paid some ringers to come play for their company. Yeah. Anyway, and this is the company that provides uniforms for a lot of our employees. So they probably just don't ever really work. They just bowl all the time. Who knows? And and then when you look at Fortune 500 companies like AT&T, for example, golf is a huge thing in the world of suits. And a lot of times these companies will pay good players to represent them in these tournaments, and they're supposed to be just for fun, friendly competition. But some people just can't do friendly when it's a matter of competition. Anyway, so yeah, that's what I've been thinking about that, and so then my teammates are trying to coach me. They say, "Are you trying to hook the ball?" Like, no, I'm just not. I don't got my groove yet. And then another guy's like, "Try throwing it underhanded," because I bowl overhanded, which I know for everyone is really weird. But the player that had the second highest average out, I think, or the third highest out of everyone, he bowls overhand. I'm watching him, and he's doing pretty much the same thing I usually do, except he's a lot more consistent with his form. And it always comes down to that approach. You have to get the right amount of steps, but you can't overthink it, because if you become too self-conscious, it needs to be natural, right? It needs to be like just like walking, like you're not even thinking about it. It's like, so you kind of just subconsciously say, all right, steps. And everybody has a different kind of cadence, right? Some people do small steps, long strides. Some people do long stride, like maybe 2 or 3 long strides. And you got to be careful you don't step over the foul line either. And if you don't get that motion right, it's going to throw you off. So for me, whenever people try to adjust my stance, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to try to play the right way, it messes me up more. So today I just got to like get more practice in, and like just find my groove and just stick with that. Because when I just like, the more I drink, the more I block out the outside influences, the better I do. I got some really good spares. I did some good pickups. Didn't get any strikes this time. I usually get, for every 2 or 3 rounds I play, I usually get at least 1 strike. So I'm not completely horrible. My first round though was terrible, gutter balls and all kinds of messy stuff. Thank God though. One thing I never done is release the ball on the backswing. There's people that have done that. That's embarrassing, and also very dangerous. So there's a lot of variables with bowling. I do find it fascinating from a very like geeky perspective. It's like the weight of the ball, the style of the holes, how big the holes are on there, how they're angled. All these things can actually change the physics of it all. And there's actual balls that are designed to have more of a left spin, more of a spin to them. Some of them have less spin. Some are heavier, some are lighter, and there's little nuances like that. Some kind of have a glossy kind of finish. People also oil them. Others are kind of more matte finish, right? I find I tend to gravitate more towards I like to stay between the 10 and 14, so I have more control on the fine motion. And I'm not a power thrower. I'm more about trying to get the precision. With a heavier ball, it's like you have to overcompensate by throwing it harder. And I was worried I'm just gonna like lob the thing and like wreck something. Again, I guess I had to block that out. But I tell you what, though, playing sober, not as fun. You have a beer or two, all of a sudden it's like, hey, this is a great sport. I don't know what it says about me. But it's a night and day difference. Instead of getting zeros across the board, I was, getting 6s and 7s consistently, and, get a few spares, which, serviceable. It's a tough, sport. You gotta hand it to them. And I also feel like I almost feel like I want to be properly geared. So this is my OCD kicks in, and it's like, you figure you're renting shoes. God, you don't know whose fees have been in there. I know they spray them down with disinfectant, but it's like still like, ugh, gives you the heebie-jeebies. So then you're thinking about that. If you're anal retentive like me, so try to block that out. And then you also think about the strain you're putting on your wrist. This is the old age coming out. It's like, ooh, underhand, and I'm gotta be careful. I have a good release. So I'm like, maybe I should get one of those gloves with the little wrist guard, so I have a good grip, and then my hands are not clammy and kind of latching on a little bit, and I also keep my wrist in proper form so I don't like ding it. That's all I need to do. Mess up my hands. So, this is my thought process. Instead of enjoying myself, I'm like thinking about all these things. Like, am I gonna get foot fungus now, man? I don't want athlete's foot. That sucks. So, yeah, that's me in bowling, thinking about these things and driving myself crazy. But then once I just finally block that out and I'm kind of like just in the zone, I'm like way better. And I got some freaking tough shots. That they were like, there's no way he's going to get that. And I'm like, whoop, there we go. I didn't get strikes, but a couple of times, actually a few times, I would get the spare on the second try. So, like, nothing on the first go. And then I go for it and I get all of them. And I'm like, boo. Why couldn't I get that at first go? And get at least, a nice little X on the board. Feel good about myself. So I've kind of decided, I think I'm going to play more. It's a cheap thing to do. You get some cheap beer. In most places, like, you get, like, dollar beers or maybe $3 beers in little red Solo cups. Yeah, not a bad deal. Some greasy eats. And then you just bowl. And just laugh at each other. Or clap. Or high five. Whatever people are doing in bowling alley these days. So yeah, I think I'm gonna do it more. Though I definitely say feel a lot more confident in my abilities shooting pool and basketball. Those are probably my best right now. Though old man body, I don't know. Is there something I could play while sitting down besides video games? Anyone know? I'm open to suggestions. I guess you can shoot darts while sitting down. Throwing darts, yeah. I could do that. So that's kind of my semi-rant about bowling. It's a very awkward dance. But after a while, you get your rhythm. That's really it. It's just finding your rhythm. And just kind of finding your zen. Just censoring yourself. Because you kind of have to block out everything. People are bowling in the lanes left and right of you. People that are just waiting for their turn and looking around. You're like, God, if I really fuck up here, someone's going to catch that. Especially in this digital age, someone's recording that. Someone's Instagramming that. It's like, sounds like work. I thought, that's why I think pool is great, because even if you're doing horrible, everybody's kind of in their own little world, zoned out, and it's, usually these places are dark, and everybody's too tipsy to really care about anything else. But bowling, it tends to be pretty well lit, unless you do midnight bowling with, like, the backlight stuff. That's pretty fun. Little, kind of rave style bowling. That's fun too. I like the themed stuff. But I don't know. I think if I could start getting decent at it again, like I used to be. Like, I've never been a great bowler. I'm not gonna even pretend. But I was serviceable. This last showing now is horrible. But we got second place still, so didn't completely let down my team. But maybe I'll invest in having my own ball and whatnot. Though in a public bowling alley, that's kind of a pain in the butt too. Because if you think about it, it's kind of awkward. You bring your own ball, someone else might grab it. Like, what's the etiquette on that? Like, because I'm not really paying attention. Hey, there you are. You joined my rant here. I'm talking about what's proper etiquette when you're in a bowling alley. If like someone brings their own ball and you don't really notice it, is it cool to just grab their balls?
Everybody's got a unique looking ball. Some people might grab two balls, because sometimes people have two unique looking balls. So it's your fault if you grab somebody else's ball, because I'm pretty sure if they're bringing their own, it's custom made.
Yeah, that's true.
So go get your own balls.
So the moral of the story is just bring your own ball.
Bring your own ball, because nobody wants your dirty hands in their balls.
Yeah. And I'm not even really paying attention that much to know who's, like, if they're like the stock bowling alley balls or if it's someone's thing. Because sometimes bowling alley will have randomly good balls inserted with like the regular shitty balls. Shitty balls.
True. Sometimes you gotta watch out though, because you might grab a dirty ball, and you don't want that. It's not healthy. Not good for the flow.
Yeah, I might be in your neck of the woods this weekend.
Oh, Douglasville?
Possibly, we'll see.
I mean, the war room, because nobody is supposed to know where I live.
I'm gonna try to check out that Labyrinth exhibition at the Puppet Museum.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Shoot, I'm probably gonna be getting off late anyway. I get off at like 11, so if you're out there still, just let me know. I don't have normal work hours like most people. I gotta work weird work hours. Nah,
I feel ya.
For now.
I gotta work tomorrow. Well, I gotta work in a few hours, so I was actually just starting to wrap this up. But I'm trying to shoot out there on Sunday, so I'll get with you. Because depending on how long it takes, I gotta make the drive back. I'm like, that's the part I don't like. It's like, that's a day trip.
God. That's what I've been on hiatus for. I miss being here. I miss being here. I've had like house stuff. I got family stuff. The house stuff is what's killing me, man, because we got a leak, and I don't know. It's just a lot going on with that. I'm hoping it doesn't turn into something more serious. And we call the house warranty people, and the warranty might as well be like an insurance company that's low budget. So dealing with that. One person didn't show up. I paid another person. He took the money, didn't give me an invoice. And then the third person that showed up, he was pretty cool. But the thing that sucks about that is the fact that the honest dude is the one that's suffering because it's hard for him to find business. Figure that out.
Yeah. That's how it is. The sharks dominate the market, and then the good people, they have trouble keeping up.
Let me head out. The wife is home. I gotta help her out. She got the baby. She got baby child. Good seeing you, man.
Word, yo. Hey, quick heads up. At the beginning of the show, I was talking about the solar eclipse. Be careful which glasses you use if you're gonna view it.
Alright.
Potential blindness on the real.
Yeah, I remember. So I was a kid. Look at it.
Oh, you're breaking up bad. Alright, bro. I'll holler at you later. Was that me? No. Oh, no, it wasn't me this time.
It was me.
It's the war mic.
Yeah, really.
Alright, brother.
Hey,
Say hello to the missus.
hello, Mrs.
Hello. She's always so excited. I love it. Alright, bro. Have a good night.
Yeah, well, I'm having a good night. I just heard exit for Chico. Eat it.
What? Look, I caught part of that, but I can make it. We can put the rest together. He's still robotic. I can't understand anything he's saying now. War mic. Nope. Nice keying up, and I can hear anything. He's trying. Nope. We lost him. Das Padania. Wait. Thumping. Air fapping. What the heck? Why do you sound auto-tuned now? What the hell? I'm not really auto-tuned. What the hell? I don't even know what's going on. Alright, I'm gonna wrap the show, bro. By the time he shuts up the mic, it'd be like, God know what time. Oh wow, it's already almost 1. So yeah, you know, for a long time listeners, sorry the shows have been shorter. Hopefully we'll pack it in some quality there. I'm hoping we get, you know, at least 2 co-hosts next week, so I can talk about go through some of these bits that I've had planned for the past several weeks, including the D-Box. What is the D-Box? You know, we could talk about $30 porn. What the hell that's that about? You know. And oh yeah, and the NFL is back, so that's a thing. I can't believe the Falcons lost to the Dolphins. I mean, I like the Dolphins, but they've been pretty bad for a while. So I don't know if the Dolphins have gotten better or if the Falcons need to get in their groove. Who knows? And then we got some other goodies to talk about too, including hater dating. You know, how to find things in common with people by discussing the things you hate. Apparently that's a thing. So lots of stuff to come. Donald Trump's fun times with North Korea and how a lot of folks are counting down to global extinction. I think that's a little much, but we're going to get into all kinds of fun stuff. Contingent upon having full staff, so to speak. And anyway, now I will at least give us some outro music so there's not an awkward ending. Appreciate y'all, and I'll see you next Thursday. Peace.